Now we're live on YouTube, but we're not live yet on Facebook or on Instagram, which is so weird.
Interesting.
It's so weird. But
Interesting. Delay.
tons of people are on YouTube, and that's where we get a lot of comments. So it really kind of makes a ton of sense to do that. So anyway,
That's funny.
yeah, we're live now everywhere and on Instagram. I think is going to be more listening than anything because it's the first time we tried Instagram, but Instagram is like the other ratio, so it's like you're just staring at this magazine. I'm gonna see. Hey, how my face is there. Anyway, so
It's like
what's
half of
up,
our
man?
face.
Yeah. I Austin's growing a heck of a beard, but I have to say you're known for your mustache. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I have to say,
Movember's coming up.
I put that out into little things that you're going to give us some mustache wisdom. So maybe we'll get into that in a little bit. But how's
Sounds
things, man?
good.
How's your world?
Yeah, good. Good. Yeah. It's been a nice fall, I mean, weather's been pretty great. We've had sunny weather, not today, but things have been good. Yeah,
Nice.
can't complain at all.
We got this hurricane kind of coming through. We get like, as the hurricane passes, you get the tail. So it's been raining for 2 days here and it feels really, really like fall. And I don't
Yeah.
know I'm ready. I'm not a pumpkin spice type person. So, fall is not my thing. Fall is not my thing. Anyway, what's up, Bobby, by the way? First one commenting. What's up? Good morning,
Morning.
fellas. Enjoying these. I'm glad you're here. What's up, by
Sweet.
the way?
So you're not a fall guy. You have to be a winter guy, though, right?
I'm not. Here's the thing. I've been a window cleaner for so long. I've been in the industry for like 20 years. And you understand it's like seasonal. It's always been seasonal. And I'm like seasonal to the point of like Wisconsin seasonal. So,
Right.
When you're talking about PTSD and do you like winter, it just makes me think that things are going to be slow. And
Right.
that's
Right.
the rough piece. I
Did you
know it's going
like
to be slow.
you
And
used to snowboard, right?
yeah, I did for a while, but then I got into plowing, and then that killed all of my snow. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
plowing's fun for like the first hour, and then it becomes just monotonous awfulness. But
Yeah. Yeah. We
it's what
had a
you got to do.
huge driveway, my parents, so it was a gravel driveway, and we were shoveling that. That was always a beast.
I
Always a beast.
the funny, maybe not funny, but the most satisfying thing that happened when I moved is literally when I moved. My wife, the first time it snowed, she was like, "Oh my gosh, I forgot we don't have a shovel. You have to go out and get a shovel." I said, "I am never going to own a snow shovel ever again in all my life." She's like, "What are we going to do?" I said, "We're going to let the sun come out." And then it's gone in like a couple hours. It's like, "Yep, all right."
There is something to it, though. Character building, I feel.
Back
Honestly.
building, there is. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
especially this time of year. We've missed a couple trick or treats in Wisconsin because you got just that pudding snow coming down, but trying to lift that stuff when it's so heavy and your like shovel's actually breaking from the weight, it's like
Oh,
I don't miss that. I don't
a
miss that.
wet snow that's like heavy that you have to hit the like first half first and then go lower.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah,
I'm like
brutal.
good with like because when we did snow removal, obviously we had like top of the line snow blowers and all that stuff, so that was fine and it's kind of
Mhm.
satisfying for like plowing and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you get over that real quick where you're like, it's not satisfying anymore. It's like
No,
now it's
no.
like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, and then all of a sudden 5 and 6, everybody starts coming out to go to work and they're all cutting you off because they're late and grumpy and you've been up for all these hours trying to get all this stuff done and it's a bit much. It's a bit
Yeah, and then you're traveling out when it's like still snowing, right? So those drives are pretty treacherous. My brother
yeah,
does that in the
yeah.
winter.
But whatever. Winter comes regardless if you want it to come or not. So I should be okay with it, but I got PTSD, like storm windows. You guys got storm windows where you are, right? In PA?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So storm windows have given me PTSD for windows too. Like I don't mind
Yeah.
cleaning windows, but like the storm windows of taking them off just makes my hands hurt thinking about it. So certain things that affect you,
Yeah. Yeah, it's things that you don't think about unless you're a window cleaner, right?
that's right. Yeah, yeah, exactly. But hey, whatever. First world problems, I'm okay with it. But
Right.
anyway, man, I did want to say one quick thing about you kind of being on board. People don't know you. You were in the warehouse for like ever. And
Mhm.
of all people that have kind of put in the time, man, you have had basically every product kind of go through your hands. It's just kind of cool. And how long have you worked with WCR now total?
6 years, I want to say, since 2019. I'm pretty sure 2019 or
Right.
2018.
Yeah. So you came in right before COVID, and then yeah, you were still in the office with the COVID thing. I think you were one of the guys that still came in regardless. So yeah,
There
very
was
very
there was like the first initial like maybe 3 weeks or a month where like we didn't know what was going on it just in general, but then
yeah
after a while it was just kind of like you got to go back,
yeah
like I mean you're not going to be working from home forever, and it at the time was so much of a help to have bodies in there and moving
yeah.
stuff around and everything, and the guys were awesome. I mean, there was when it was at its weirdest, I guess you could say. They even had somebody like a barber come in and give us haircuts and stuff. So that was awesome.
Really? Oh man,
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
I'm changing these things too, so our Instagram will look a little better, but
Sure.
none of them are really could have
Now I'm
worked.
here. Now I'm there. Now
I
I'm
know,
here.
I know. We're just messing people up. That's all we're doing. So, um, yeah, it's crazy. Actually, here, let me switch it to this one. That one actually looks the best here. I think. Anyway,
Sure.
whatever. So what I was saying with COVID stuff was I remember I was making phone calls and I called this guy that I was like following up with. I'm like, hey man, just kind of calling, seeing what things you're doing, what's going on. And he's like, dude, I don't know if I'm ever working again. I have no idea what's going on. Why are you calling me? And I was like, oh yeah. And I was like talking to
Yeah.
Chris. I'm like, what are we supposed to do right now? And he's like, oh well, we're still shipping. And I'm like, yeah, but it was a weird time, man. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. You were kind of taking the temp of every conversation you had at that point, right? And
Yes.
yeah, things were a little touch and go for a minute there.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was weird.
Bill Tower on Instagram said, "I love Windows so much." So yeah, I can't tell in text how facetious that is, but could be. And Yang Sophie says hi. So hi.
Hello.
Um,
Yeah, you got to clean ins and outs. That's how you really know if
hmm
you love them.
hmm Cody Smith's here, by the way, too. He, I think, has made now every
Oh,
one of
sweet.
these yet this week. So, yeah,
Nice.
it's pretty good. But yeah,
Yeah, it's
COVID
cool.
was
Cool to
super.
have guys listen in and while they're working or just
Mhm.
getting up and everything.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully, everybody's kind of out there working still and kind of ramping up for the end of the year. You never know. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they're like, I think they were in Minnesota, maybe, and they're like, "Yeah, we're finishing up, just wrapping up this year." And I'm like,
Yeah,
it's so early. Like, don't what? Like, I would rather
I
not be
think.
in a like long sleeve like hoodie sweatshirt thing. I would rather be in shorts. It's just like a better mindset, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I think it gets tough around this time of the year because in the early in the day you want to be wearing pants and a sweatshirt, and then it heats up a little bit. So then you're
Yeah,
looking to maybe have the zip off pants or something, and
I know, I
pop the
know.
sweatshirt off because it changes so much. But we've had some pretty temperate winters these past couple of years, so I
Nice.
feel like people are probably less inclined to like hang it up that early anymore because
Yeah.
we've got like three big snows a year or less, probably.
Nice, nice. Yeah, that's the one thing that's really weird. I'm not going to get into the whole global warming thing, but what's interesting is people are always like, "Oh, it's so bad. Like the Earth is changing. That's why." And then this year, not one hurricane is hit, and it's like, okay,
Yeah,
so
right.
maybe things are changing, but like it could be a year to year thing. So not
Yeah.
having snow and being a warmer winter, if that is the case, is great. But going
Mhm.
into a colder winter, which last year was, I think, one of our coldest winters on record, which for here was still,
Mm.
not bad. But it's
Right.
like, yeah, I don't get the whole backside of it, but you just kind of have to wait and see.
You have your ebbs and flows, I feel like,
Mhm. By the way, what's
with the
up, Zane the
blizzards.
Window Guy? By the way,
Ah,
I love his new videos. He's been putting out a bunch of like meta stuff, and I got the meta glasses, and they record really, really well. Like the sound and everything comes right through the glasses. It sounds like you got a mic. It's fantastic. They
huh.
really hit that one out of the park. So
Oh, is that what he's using? That's nice.
Yeah, yeah, they're really nice. The only downside, it's not even a downside, but when I do like videos, I'm doing like, explainer stuff with my hands, like, showing a thing. Like the view is a little bit up, so you have to kind of like stare down. And I have the
Oh
sunglasses.
yeah.
I'm sitting in my office wearing sunglasses like a D bag. But anyway,
You
yep,
saying Meta needs like a belay glasses kind of
yeah.
thing where you don't
They
need to
need
look down; it can just kind
yeah,
of angle
they need
down.
like an adjustable, or like in the app,
Yeah,
you can adjust it a little bit, but
oh, that'd be
they're
cool.
probably yeah, yeah. Looking for farther stuff. When you're on a window, it's fine. It's just when you're looking closer up, it's too high. So
Right, right.
yeah,
Yeah, you definitely
but
have
I'm
to
getting
move your
old.
neck around a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. I'm getting old anyway. As you see, I always wear glasses. Usually for videos, I would take them off, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just not gonna do that because then I get sore eyes anyway. But
Yeah, if you don't get a ridiculous glare like I'm kind of getting right now, it's not too bad.
yeah, it's the glasses thing in general. I think people wear now for a lot of the blue light stuff, but
Yep.
I'm just getting old, and now the eye doctor or whatever's like, yeah, we're just gonna get you trained up for bifocals because it's coming, and I'm like, no, like we don't have to, right? We don't have to.
Yeah, not yet. Come on,
Not yet.
man.
I'm not ready. It's better than
Yeah.
the alternative, I guess. Getting
Do
old
you
is better.
find do you find that the blue light stuff does that like I've never really like noticed a strain either way with newer screens, but
Yeah,
you know, I guess if you like it's kind of like insurance where you just put it on just in case, you know.
it's like red light, blue light. Like there's subliminal stuff that happens. I think with it that like blue light that is just kind of generally in like monitors and things kind of gets you to um, kind of your brain gets to be active so you can't kind of separate it a little bit, which
Right.
isn't, I mean, the end of the world, but it just kind of helps. And the eye strain, I don't know if it's from my focus or not, so I'll wear them if I sit in front of a computer. But I'm in front of a 48-inch monitor. The monitor is the width of my desk, and then I have a 32-inch monitor
Right.
that sits up and down on the side for another couple screens. So it's like I'm just staring all over monitors the whole time, so I might as
I
well
also
at
have
least.
the like yellow hue on it, which I guess helps apparently
That's
because
cool.
it's not
There's
as
like
like
screens
harsh.
you can put on them, I think.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's an effect if you have I think Mac probably has it too, but Windows has a setting like a filter, a light
Mm.
filter, which I think does help because it's not as like intense
Yeah. Does it help you, do you think, with like just in general? Like, do you feel a
at night
difference?
specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. I gotta look into that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cody Smith just said he needs a pair of the Meta glasses to make advertisements. Yeah, man, content with them is really good. Content's just kind of an interesting one to really kind of, you know, it kind of content is just content. That's the thing, right? People like the satisfying thing, but it's just another reason and an excuse for you to like do a touch. Like we do these things, like asking questions if people want to reach out and all that stuff's great. We talk shop a little bit, but it's just another reason to get like us out there, right? Get some
Right.
engagement, get people thinking, or if they're on the site to kind of see the site, if they're on the window cleaning forums or the Facebook groups, Instagrams, all that stuff's like just keep people active, It's kind of
Yeah, it
the
makes it less mechanical, you know, makes it less like you know, just kind of like there's the website, here's a link, you know,
yeah,
it's a little more personable.
yeah. That's the same thing. Like people don't care about our window cleaning companies as much as we care. So when we like really want to show them like interesting stuff, they don't really care about that stuff. They care about what's interesting to them. So I always joke and say like, if you spoke Spanish, I would have to talk Spanish to you in order for you to understand what I'm saying. I can't keep speaking how
Mhm.
I speak, right? That's advertisement in general. It's like, okay, what does a customer want to
Sure.
see? What are they interested in? And then we put that content out there, and all of a sudden it connects a lot better.
Yeah, yeah,
You know?
and those glasses are a pretty cool way of doing it because it's not like gear, you know, it's literally just on your head, and you know
Hmm.
you're free to still work too, so
Yeah.
it's not impeding really.
Yeah, they're really nice too. Cody just said that he hasn't posted a bunch yet, but he feels like 20-second clips would be better than before and after pictures. And it is. There's this thing that like if you watch like Luke videos, a lot of his stuff is just satisfying videos. There's like no actual content to it. It's just him cleaning. And you get so many people who are interested in that, like, pressure washing dirty sidewalk, that have nothing to do or any interest in actually the industry. They just like that satisfying
Yeah.
part. And if you are in the
The
industry and you like the
ASMR.
satisfying part, it gives you a reason to kind of watch. So I agree with Cody on that
Yep.
one.
Yep. Yeah, there's definitely the ASMR aspect. I mean, there's like the power wash video games, like the
Yeah.
simulators.
Who There's no pressure washer out there who's working and then is also playing pressure washer simulator at night. Those are just
Absolutely
people
not.
who don't do that.
Right.
You don't get the feel. If you're playing the simulator, you don't smell like a stinky bleach coated swamp. Like
Definitely
you're
not.
missing out on all the other good fun stuff about it. Like when you hit a corner between the sidewalk and like a brick, and it sprays you right in the face with dirty water. You miss all that.
Right. Right. If you're smelling bleach and playing the game, then you might want to consult a doctor.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, or change your clothes because you were working.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it is kind of cool though. It's interesting that there's that part of it. There's like
Totally.
there were some door knocker guys that I very much disliked because they were content, right? They weren't necessarily telling anybody anything, but people thought that for some reason what they were saying like, yeah, you can make $3,800 a day by just knocking on one door, and it's like, yeah, but now people think that that's true. It's not just content.
Right.
But anyway, they made a ton of content with it where it's like people that don't even like the door to door or door knocking watched the content, and it was because it was just uncomfortable. It's like people watched it like they're kind of living vicariously through these guys that are going door to door, and it made for good content, but not necessarily kind of connection. And that's the other thing, is not everything that's out there do you have to like learn something from. Sometimes you just want to like turn your brain off and watch some cool videos.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think you were talking about this with Chris the other day a little bit with like that kind of like scrolling and everything like that. And there, I mean, it's definitely. I've tried to like limit, at least in my personal life and not for work, but like limit app usage and everything,
Yeah.
like where you can set time limits and
Mm.
everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I'm just on there and like they want you to engage and everything, which I understand, but like for
Yeah.
me it was just like I need to stop.
You can get sucked in
Yeah,
super quick. Yeah.
totally.
What are you
Yeah.
watching on YouTube? Like what's your algorithm pulling up right now?
uh let's see, what do we have?
I would love if you're here to comment if John B is a rabbit hole guy or he's just a face value guy. So I bet you got a lot
I
of
try to
wholesome
keep it
stuff.
light. I try to keep it light. I get some camping stuff, which I don't really do, but it's enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
Some
Outdoor
comedy
boys and,
stuff.
and pug videos.
Yeah, yeah. There's hockey stuff because I'm obsessed with hockey, so there's a bunch of that. Music stuff.
What I always
Yes.
thought was pretty sad was that you're so into hockey and you're in a state with such a bad hockey team. It's just sad. It's sad.
Well, I'm a Devils fan, and they I think are still first in the league, so
I
I'll
know, but
take
I
it.
have to, talk sports that way a little bit.
That's right.
Somebody
That's
had
right.
posted a
Well,
video,
Wisconsin, pretty huge hockey state.
a huge hockey state with no hockey team, but we're
Yeah, that is
also
weird.
right above. I mean, where I used to live in Wisconsin was like 45 minutes away from where the Blackhawks played
Okay.
because we're like
Yeah, but
right on
it's
the
like college
border.
hockey is huge, right?
Yeah, well, college isn't as big. Now I'm in North Carolina where we have an actual hockey team, and that's,
They're
big, but it's
good.
like 2.5 hours away from where I am is where they play. So it's like I don't just, run out to a game every now and then, but we go to a bunch of like the AAA league or whatever stuff, because those are close and it's
Yep.
like, $20 a ticket and it's still really good hockey. So,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. No, it's fun to see live.
yeah, yeah.
Look at
We're
that.
hopefully they keep talking. They've always been talking about getting an actual hockey rink here, which hopefully if they do, then I can start playing at least pickup stuff. So
Oh, are you going to jump on the ice?
yeah, I like hockey. I like playing hockey even more than I like watching hockey. It's just we don't have a rink anywhere near us. It's like another hour away, so it's like yeah.
What's your position? What do you play?
Man, so I am a fast forward, but I'm also a good goalie. So it just depends on what
Oh,
mood I'm
wow.
in. Usually if you're a
Right.
goalie and you're playing in pickup games and stuff, they're like more likely to like do things and want you because goalies are harder to find. But
Yeah.
I haven't really played in a while. I used to be into more like roller hockey and stuff, just kind of summer things, and wasn't as much of a fan of that. But anyway,
Yeah. I mean,
maybe.
if you can get on the ice and, the knees don't hurt,
Yeah,
that's always
yeah.
good.
Well, that's because I haven't been on the ice in a long time. When you're actually playing, then things just become sore all the time. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You play at all, or are you just a fan of watch?
No, I used to skate around on the lakes and stuff, but never really played because it's an expensive sport.
And that it is. Yeah. For one of those things where you get the gear for that, it's like, thousands of dollars to get into it. It's a bit much. And hockey's one of those things that with all the pads, it's like football, like buying used stuff is not great because there's no
Yeah.
way to not make it smell like used stuff.
Yeah, no, and especially when you're kids, I mean, you're always growing and changing out the gear. So I mean, it was a lot cheaper to watch and go to like a game or two a year.
Yeah, exactly. Plus then, after that, I don't have to shower after the game. I just kind of go and be like, "Oh, it was good." See that guy
Well, the
get
way
punched
I
in the face?
watch, the way I watch, sometimes I do, man,
Well, that's
especially
true.
with the
That's true.
Devils.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Bobby just said some door knockers came. He had some, and they were using a gas station squeegee. So yeah,
Ah,
that's unfortunately the truth for that whole kind of world. Door knocking, man, I'm just not a fan of. I made a video on it, and people hate on it, and it's cool, but I just don't think that really builds huge a huge thing. So anyway,
uh, well, like I guess the motivation is a little different, right? Because, or I mean, it's like slightly adjacent to like what a window cleaner is doing because the window cleaner actually cares about the job itself and not just, you know, I guess any kind of social media lens or like any kind of, you know, business aspect of it.
yeah, that's the tough thing too. Is that like well, Cody just said that it is if somebody comes to my house, I'm not hiring them just on the fact that they've interrupted all my stuff. Like, and then
Right.
on the other side, they're like, "Oh no, it's fine. People love it. They're so happy we're there." No, they're not. You don't own a house. You're a young kid who lives at home. I get that, right? It's a whole different kind of mindset. The other thing is that these guys that go out there and they'll knock for X amount of hours, find a job. They're like, yeah, well, to get the job, they drop the price all the way as low as they possibly could. They do the job and then they don't
Yep.
ever do anything again with that guy and leave. And you've already given
Right.
the person a not a great experience. And then the 10, 20 people that said no, they're going to tell all their friends about how horrible the experience was. And then the people that you are going to have finally get to, repeat, use you, they're going to be at that low dirtbag price that you were at the first place. It's just, there's just so many better ways to kind of advertise for a premium service. So I'm just not,
Yeah.
not a huge fan. By the way, Bobby said go Red Wings. So
Wings, they got to make the playoffs. It's been a
yeah.
while.
Well, there you go. See,
They got a
you
good
guys
crew
could be
there,
talking
though.
hockey right now. But Bobby
Oh
played
yeah.
for 14 years, so
Oh,
he's in
nice.
the know. Also, I'd love to
Sweet
know how
deal.
Bobby's knees are feeling since you're talking about that.
Hopefully he's sitting.
Yeah, yeah, dude. This is again when we're talking about how old I feel, but I put some solar panels up, and
Ah,
just
wow.
like the panic of being like, there's part of it that it was like a foot from the edge of like a 30-foot drop. Like
Yeah.
that whole like weird being tense for 2 straight days, I'm like so sore. It's not even that the work was all that hard. It's just that like, I was like tense for 2 solid days. I'm beat
Yeah,
still.
you're like concentrating on not ending your walking days. I totally get
Yeah.
it.
And as people know, I got like a cabin that's kind of like off grid, kind of like out in the middle of nothing. So if I did fall, there was another guy there, but like it's like a 25-minute drive
Right.
to any hospital that's anywhere close to where people are. So it's like that's a really painful 25 minutes is what that is. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Wouldn't want to dream of any kind of experience near that.
Yeah. Yeah. Bobby said his knees are great, but his shoulders are destroyed. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
you're checking and hitting into the boards and
Mhm.
everything.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to watch. It really is.
It is. It's a lot easier to watch. That's the greatest. It's the greatest phrase ever. That's gonna be a T-shirt. Cody said too.
Although
Bobby's the
the
one that put him on to my content. So thank you, Bobby, for sharing
nice,
that. I appreciate that for sure. I
sweet.
do have to ask you this though, because you are one of the elite people who were an Eddie Stewart costume. You are
Yeah,
one of the elite, like 4 people. Who do you think is going to
I
be
was
this year's
surprised.
costume?
Well, I there was a couple of things floating around, a couple ideas. Some were obvious, some were less obvious, and it's got to be within the window cleaning world, right? Is
Yeah,
he? I don't know if it is it going to be Zane? Is it going to be? Is he going to go for a Jello? I have no idea.
I think Jello is too much. I don't know how you would just like make yourself look dumb because that's like his signature. Is just the kind of like the dumb look. I think Zayn, you're the second person now that has said that to me about Zayn, so it may be a Zayn
Hmm.
this year. We don't know. But I
Mike
feel like
Nichols would be cool.
yeah. Well, I think he was Mike Nichols. Yeah, he was
He
Mike
did.
Nichols
That's
when he
right.
had that
That's
big
right.
catfish and yeah. Yeah,
That's
it's
right.
like you got to find somebody that has a signature look in order to do that. Like somebody who's just a general looking person doesn't have it. So he kind of finds those people that has that. The one year he did the Chris and Alex one as a joint costume because everybody knows Chris and Alex don't exist as separate people. It's just one person. It just depends on they switch shirts and they put on a pair of glasses and all of a sudden it's like wait a second, you're not Alex, you're Chris, and then he takes off the glasses and
I,
you're like hold on, you're Alex.
have
As you
you
know,
heard
the secret, they're just the
the
same person.
people that are like anti this joke?
Yeah.
Do you know about this? People
No.
that like, oh, anybody talking about how they're the same person? It's like, come on, dude,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
have
I,
some
I like
fun.
people who can't, who take things too seriously, and they just like
Yeah,
find they don't find the irony sometimes.
right,
Yeah,
right.
I
Come on,
like the
man.
irony part of it because, especially as like slash like moderator or people who are in the groups all the time, to see trolls all the time, it gets to be kind of hard because like there are
Sure.
funny trolls. Like Eddie Stewart's a hilarious troll. He's just trolling, but like a lighthearted troll, and then there's people who just like are genuinely where you're like, "Ah, it's not even a troll. You're just saying things to try to rile things, and it's like, I know you're not busy right now, and it's hard, and I get it. It's just it's tough to do day to day to day sometimes.
Well, there's got to be a scale of troll, right? So there's
Mm,
like the easygoing troll, there's like the try hard
yes,
troll, and then
yes,
there's like the hater troll, right?
yes. And then there's the people who get classified as trolls that are just not the sharpest tool in the shed. And we've had those too
Right.
where you like get into you're like, "Oh, like he's not trolling, he's just not quite there." And then everybody
That would be the
stops and you
tier
go
under
for it.
troll, the perceived troll.
Yes. Yes. Like do you remember Cullen Gold, whatever his name was? I don't know what his name was.
I
But he
think
was one of
so.
those guys who's
That's a
just a
familiar
troll. And
name.
every time you meet these guys in real life or talk to them, they're just genuinely nice people. He was just super normally
Right.
nice. And then you talk to
Yep.
uh, Eddie. Eddie is like the nicest guy ever. When you see him in person, you're like, big hugs and like, hey, and whatever. And then you have other people like Jello that think that there's something amazing about them somehow, and it's like, oh wait, you're not even trolling. You're thinking that you're like internet famous, and like, it's a very weird thing. So you got to like piece that off. But yeah, whatever.
That was kind of funny where like you're thinking that it might be more than it actually is, where you're like, maybe there's an awareness here, and it's
Yeah,
like, maybe there isn't. Maybe
yeah.
there isn't.
You're either the smartest person I've ever met or the dumbest. Like there is no mid
Exactly.
ground. You either really
No.
know how to play this or you're just genuinely not there.
And then it's just kind of entertaining. I get some people get a little tired of it, but to me, it's somewhat entertaining.
Yeah. It breaks up the monotony. It gets people engaged. It's the other funny thing is that
Yeah.
every time like a Jello posts or something and he's like, Don sucks, you know exactly why he's doing that, but then there's 158 comments. And it's just
Yep.
people just
Yep.
making fun of him and he just loves to watch the world burn.
Yep.
Cody said his
It's pretty
favorite
wild.
troll is the guy that has been posting about window cleaning videos of him cleaning the windows, slamming his like squeegee, and saying how fast he is. And I like those too, except that's one of those where it's like, I know he's kind of exaggerating, but there's like people too who just like talk about like waterfed being, oh, I'm way faster than waterfed, and you're like, oh, oh wait, no, he really thinks that. Like I don't know sometimes. So that guy too, I think he's there, but I think he genuinely thinks he's like really kind of up there. Bobby said
Everybody's got a
MacGyver.
creed.
What's that?
Everybody's got their own creed, I suppose, right?
Mm, yeah. Yeah. Bobby said MacGyver Brian is the tool mod troll. I swear he's always got a mod for any tool. Yeah. That's good too. I like that
That's a
too, where
huge
people
part
come
too.
out and you've seen it 100 times. I know we've all seen it. People send it to us and stuff, but they'll come out with like, 2x4s and brooms and they'll be like, I saved so much money. And you're like, oh my gosh, it's hilarious. And you're like, oh no, he's really using that. Like, you don't understand how business works. You're showing up with 2x4 contraption to some customer and being like, yeah, I'm going to charge you all this money for that. And you show up with 2x4s. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I think there's like a fine line between like being kind of creative with certain things that you can get away with, and then just showing up with like cardboard this or that.
yeah. It reminds me of this time when I was in high school. We had these bleachers and we're getting ready for an assembly. And I mean, obviously there's, 1,500 kids in this thing. This went to a bigger high school. And
Mm,
it's dark. They're about to start the assembly. And in the twilight, you see somebody going down the stairs and they fall. And all of a sudden, the place,
mm.
everybody's kind of laughing because somebody fell. You know how high school is. And he stands up, and when he turns over,
Yep.
you can see one of the teachers stand up, and it was one of the special needs kids. They sit in the front row.
Oh,
And then
jeez.
everybody felt like total pieces of garbage that were laughing, and it just got super quiet. And that's what I feel like some
Yeah.
of this stuff is when you watch Trolls. You're like, oh, oh, it's not funny, guys. This is really,
Right.
he's really serious about this. So,
Yeah. Yeah. It's like layered.
yeah. It's just starting too, man. It's October. Like, man, it's the greatest thing ever is when you're like, you're in the groups and all of a sudden it's like, dude, we haven't seen Trolls in a while. It's like, oh, people are getting back to work. It's spring. This is great.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, that
Oh,
is great. Great. Yeah, people get antsy after a while.
yeah, man, stir crazy is the term for sure, for sure.
Totally.
But anyway, man, I appreciate you kind of being here, hanging out. I know we got stuff kind of jumping on. We got the
Totally.
scary special going on right now, 15% off. If anybody doesn't know your name and they're living under a rock, how do they get a hold of you? What's your number? What can I do right now to place my order through you?
Yeah, I'm John B. You could give me a call, 862-312-2024. Not too different from, I think, your number there.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I think we're
just
all of our
slide your
numbers.
finger over. And
Yeah, couple of digits. Yeah, that's the accidental calls. You're like, is this John? You're like, nope. Oh, we got
yeah.
you over.
Yeah.
But no,
But yeah,
awesome. You
thanks
guys
for having
really
me.
know if you want to rep and you want somebody that's just on your side to be able to ask questions and everything, talk to John. John's awesome. Any of us that are here,
Appreciate it.
that's what we're here for. Check out the site, check out everything. And yeah, man, it's getting colder. We're going to try to keep doing these. So hopefully we talk to you again next week.
Sounds
But
good.
yeah, I hope you guys have an awesome, awesome Thursday.